But I was working out. I was like, I might as well take y'all through what I'm doing. What in the world? Hold on. That junk. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But yeah, I was working out. I was like, you know, I ain't posting on in a minute, so I might as well take y'all through the workout and then just give y'all an update, man, on what's going on and what's new. So I already started the workout, but I'm doing 5 rounds, 10 pull-ups, 30 push-ups at 3 different variations, 10 in each one, and then 10 explosive squats. And then after I do those 5 rounds, I'm gonna hit 3 rounds of jump ropes with 3 sets of abs. This is a light workout. I got another workout later. It's about 10:30 a.m. I've been up since around 5, got in my word, did some schoolwork, worked on my final, and then just did some prayer and stuff like that. Working on a devotional too, so I worked a day in that. So yeah, man, it's been a productive day, but yeah, let's get into this workout. One thing I've been learning from my training in Houston is like we gotta be fast. Especially as people who are athletes or want to continue to be athletic, you gotta train fast. Even if when you're lifting heavier weight, you want the weight to move fast. And so the biggest weight is your body. So I'm a hooper. I've always been a basketball player. I've always been in sports. So after I tore my ACL, all my physical therapy was slow. So it allowed my body to slow down, but also it made me lose confidence in my body. So there's nothing wrong with slowing down, but you also gotta train fast to maintain that speed in your body, maintain that explosiveness from the ground up. So that's what a lot of things we've been doing out here is barefoot training, because this is where your foundation is where your power goes. Let's say I'm out of breath. It's gonna make no sense. It's about to be set for. But all in all, bro, we are almost halfway through this trip, man. I came out here for 30 days. Me, my little cousin, my partner, and it was about, you know what I'm saying, man, our big focus was spiritual growth and diving into the Bible, but also just repurposing and retransitioning in the brand, my clothing brand. And you know, God's really been revealing a lot. Really been in His Word every morning, making that a routine. 6 days out of the week, getting up at 5 a.m. So this trip has been good so far. I think the biggest growth for me has been faith and spiritual growth, which is may sound as a surprise to a lot of people because I'm really grounded in my faith. But something God showed me was, you know, that me specifically, I trust Him, and I only trust Him to my point of understanding. And when I begin to understand things, I begin to seek, and yes, I seek His Word, but also I seek other things like, okay, how does this make sense, and try to make things make sense to take. When He had to tell me, like, He led me to the book of Job, basically, and in that book, He's telling Job, like, towards the end of the book, last 4 chapters, He's like, this is after he had been tempted, everything had been taken away from him, and God is, goodness, somebody, bro. But God and Job were conversating, and he's like, Job was like, God, why? Like, why'd you do all this, da da da? And questioning him, and God said this, Job, were you there when I created the heavens and the earth? Your understanding is not at the level of my understanding. Even the demons respect me. Even the Satan who I allowed to tempt you, he knows my authority. So you don't have the word I'm looking for. You don't have the bearing. You don't have the know-how. You ain't old enough, you know what I'm saying? Because God is I am. That means he's the beginning and the end, Alpha and Omega. So he created everything, so he's been around before everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything came to existence through the word of his mouth. He's like, you don't have the ability to question me. I was like, okay, wow, God. So if I'm questioning you and not having understanding, I mean, I don't have true faith in you. I don't truly believe you. So one thing he showed me is, Tate, you only trust me to the point of your understanding, but faith begins where your understanding ends. To go along with that is, God told me there's ministry everywhere. Well, God's been showing me, like, basically there's ministry everywhere. But Tate, what have I told you to do? And a lot of people know I got a lot of passions. I'm pretty decent at a lot of things. I got a clothing brand. I'm in school, finished my master's. I'm athletic. I want to do fitness. I'm in the military. I want to get my PhD. I want to go to law school. I want to do all these different things. But he's like, it's a time for everything. It's a season for everything. But what have I told you to do? And a lot of times with me, I see, I'm a glass half full type of guy. So I see good in everything. So with that, it's hard for me to let go and transition, or not even say let go, but I still see the potential in things. Not saying it can't happen at a later date, but just not focusing on the right things at the right time type of thing. And so it just get me back to what he told me to do, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know this, but when I graduated undergrad, or that my last 2 semesters, I started studying for the LSAT. I had a lot going on, and I didn't do as well as I expected. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna join the military, help pay for this, and I'm gonna get my master's degree, get my GPA up, and do all these different things, which is good, because one thing he told me in that process, like, learn my law first. But through all that, I just began to get distracted and away from what I originally wanted to do, and do all these different things, which is fine and well, but it's like, Tate, what did I tell you to do? So a lot of it is just, a lot of this trips and fire just been refocusing, and not saying, you know, fashion is gonna end, or me doing fitness is gonna end, or all these different things, but it's like, focus on what I told you to do. It's a time and a place for everything, and I'm getting closer to that season where I'm studying for the LSAT again, and I got so many different ideas tied to the things that I've added onto my plate. And it's like, you can be multifaceted, but you can only give one thing your full attention, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with having your eggs in multiple baskets, but one thing at a time, if that makes sense. And it's setting things in accordance and in its right place, so when it's time for this thing, you can do that to your full ability. Not saying I'm gonna stop doing fashion, but at the same time, I want to get to the point where I want to get back to where fashion was fun. When I started clothing, it was as a, you know what I'm saying, as a middle school, just thrifting and stuff like that. And now it's became more of a business, and I focus on the business side of things instead of just having fun and spreading the gospel. And that's the biggest thing that God has showed me and my partner. Is like, this ministry over clothing. At the end of the day, this is just a platform that I've given to y'all to spread the faith, and y'all can drop clothes and all these different things, but if it's not about my kingdom, then what is it for? So yeah, putting things in its proper place and getting back to what he told me to do. Maybe wondering, like, Tate, why you doing these halfway push-ups? part of my problem is I have like shoulder, and what's the word I'm looking for? Shoulder discrepancies throughout my shoulder. So working at different variations of that push-up helps put focus on different parts of my shoulder and helps strengthen that. So I do short, and I do halfway up, then I do halfway down, then I do full, and I explode through each motion because I want every part of my body to be fast. Like as I still like to hoop, so as a hooper, I gotta be able to shoot quick. So my shoulder movements gotta be fast. And to go along with that, you gotta be able to dribble and move your feet at the same pace. And a lot of times we get stuck standing and just pound, pound, pound. That's how I used to do a lot of my dribble, just pounding. But you gotta be able to move freestyle. So trying to get back to that. And one of the last things is this, with that process of putting first things first, guys have been showing me since I moved back to Spartanburg in August, is like, I can make an impact in a lot of places with how far I've grown. But to make real change, I have a lot more growing to do. Because right now, I can only impact institutions and things that have already been in place by other people. But to make a change, I have to grow some more in all areas, spiritual, financial, emotionally, so I can impact change, not impact, but create change instead of impacting the current institutions of change. I'm tired, yo. But, so, while I've been out here in Houston, I've just been exploring to see if I can possibly relocate, if that's a possibility, and also exploring other opportunities to help me succeed. Because if you know, man, where you're from and in your own hometown, it's love, but you can only grow so much because those people know you and they know you for who you are. And not saying I've done anything bad, but they want to keep you at that level and trying to put you in institutions where they think you can be good at, but what God is showing me is like, no, I called you to create. And that's the same thing for all of us. We were created in His image, right? And God is a creator. God is the ultimate creator. He created the heavens and the earth, so He designed us to create as well. So don't allow people to just put you in places when you can create places and create opportunities for change. Camera overheating because of the sun out. So I hope what I'm saying is making sense. But this grass is catching this thing. But it's alright. The grass is kind of thick. Probably should do it over there. Let's move. So, like I was saying, I've been just exploring different places, not just Houston, but different places, so I can continue on my CPE education, which is clinical pastoral education at the hospital, but also that puts me in the best situation to get into my desired law school after I take the LSAT. So yeah, man, just giving it to God. Like I was saying, I don't know how much that recorded before I overheated, but I just been exploring options outside of my comfortability to promote growth in my life, to set me up for the best situation possible. And I've been looking at different hospitals to continue on my residency that align with my goal of That's good. Hope this helps somebody. Last part of the workout was abs and jump rope. Much love. Check in soon.